The most important thing in this game are loadouts. When you first start the game, you only have the preset beginner loadouts, but once you level up, you'll unlock more weapons and perks to use, and more loadouts to use. Loadouts are important so that you can have weapons that you're good with, and not the randomized weapons that you find on the ground. Also, they give you perks. Perks can give you massive advantages in the game, like staying off UAVs, knowing people are looking at you, and so much more. It is recommended that you buy the full games so you can use the multiplayer to level up guns, but if you wish, you can level up every gun in the game free to play with Plunder or Warzone. It'll just be a lot slower. So when you drop into Warzone, there are 3 things that you can do to get you that $10,000 so you can buy a loadout from the buy station. One thing is to do contracts. Each contract gives you money when you finish them. Best ones to usually do for cash are scavengers, more on contracts in a minute. Number 2 is kills. You can get money from killing enemy players. And 3 is looting. It's as simple as opening chests. You can even hear a sound when a chest is nearby, so listen up and you'll never miss one. Alright, so we're on to perks. And we're going to talk about which perks you should have on your loadout. There are 3 different perk slots, and each having perks that you can choose from. We are only going to talk about the best perks in each category. For perk slot 1, we have double time, which increases the duration of tactical sprinting when you have your weapon faced up, and your crouch movement. This could be a massive advantage in moving around the map and outflanking your enemies. You have EOD to take less damage from explosives. This can allow you to survive explosions that would normally have killed you and win fights. For perk slot 2, you have Overkill, which gives you 2 primary weapons in your loadout. This will be your most sought after perk. It allows you to get 2 weapons, both having custom attachments, will give you a leg up on the competition. High alert, so you know when an enemy is looking at you outside your view. Even if one player on your team has this perk, it can be a great strategic advantage knowing enemy teams are looking at you and are likely about to attack. Ghost, so you can have heartbeat sensors and UAVs. You'll want to be ghosted near the end of the game, so you're off all the UAVs, heartbeat sensors. You don't want enemy players to know where you're at, so you get this perk. A common strategy is to get a loadout that has Overkill, to get 2 weapons, and then get a second loadout for Ghost or High Alert to get an advantage. For slot 3 perks, you have Amped, which can allow you to swap weapons faster. This can be the difference between life and death, being able to switch your weapons mid-fight if you run out of ammo and continue fighting. And you have Tracker, which allows you to see your enemy's footsteps, giving you the ability to see enemies' footsteps and follow the path so that they will never escape your grasp. Alright, here are some interesting loadout strategies. Alright, go to your classes, make a Ghost class, and make sure you have a weapon that's not on your Overkill class. Make sure it is of the same type of weapon, so assault rifle, SMG or pistol, and give it the fully loaded perk. These are only on modifier weapons, but they will allow you to spawn in whenever you get your loadout with all the ammo you can hold. For Overkill loadouts, a great combo is to have an SMG or assault rifle for close to mid-range. Then you can pair that with a sniper rifle or shotgun to excel in longer or short ranges. If you want ideas on which weapons to use, I do have videos on good loadout weapons, and I'll be making more in the future, so hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss them. Now let's talk about contracts. All contracts help you earn money. First things first is you have scavenger contracts. When you grab one, it will spawn 3 golden chests. At the end, you'll get a armor plate satchel and a good amount of money. These are best used early on to get loot and cash for loadouts. Next are recons, which will give you a location on the map to go to, which will shoot a yellow beam into the air that will show nearby teams where you are. But if you're able to complete this contract, you will get loot and it will reveal the next area on the map that the circle will shrink to. I would only recommend using these if you're desperate for money and you have no better options available. Next are bounties. They show you an area, they'll have a larger circle where an enemy player is. That circle will shrink as you get closer to the enemy, showing you a near exact position where the enemy is. On their side, they will have a bar, which goes from 1, 2, and 3, 3 being the highest, which tells them how close you are to them. If you're able to kill them, you get money, and they are really good at just showing you the position of enemy players. Next we have supply runs, where once obtained, it will mark a buy station on the map, and if you get to it within the period of time, you'll get free items like self-res or team buybacks, or reduced prices for items in the shop. Each member of your team that is currently alive when you finish this contract will get these. I would only recommend these if your team is dead and you have little loot and there's a vehicle nearby the contract. You'll be able to get in the vehicle, drive to the contract, pick it up, and then drive to the buy station and get a free buyback or self-res. These can be very high risk, high reward. Next is most wanted contracts. When you pick one of these up, you'll be visible to every other player on the minimap. But if you survive the allotted time, your team will all get to come back from death for free. You will also get money. This is another high risk option to bring your teammates back. I only suggest using these if you have a vehicle nearby it. You can drive the vehicle nearby to the contract, pick it up, and then drive near the edges of the circle where less players are likely to be, and hopefully be able to stay alive. And lastly, we have the more rare contract contraband, which will give you an area to go to, call in a helicopter, and deliver contraband to it. If you manage to complete it, you will get money, a weapon blueprint, and that's it. These are more rare. You likely won't see these very often, and these don't come into play that often. Next, we got settings tips. Set the mini-map shape to square, giving you a bigger mini-map. Also, ever notice how on the mini-map you see red dots with a circle, up or down arrow on them? That shows you their position compared to yours. So if the arrow is up, that means they are above you, and vice versa. I suggest turning parachute auto deploy to disabled if you want to land on the ground as fast as possible. Set use/reload behavior to contextual tap, so you'll be able to pick up weapons, reload, and get in and out of vehicles with just one tap. Set your slide behavior to tap. This will give you faster slides. Set automatic sprint to automatic tactical sprint. This will allow you to not have to hit the sprint button as much to move around. Make sure your armor plate behavior is set to apply all. If you don't like hearing war tracks in other players' vehicles, you can set war tracks as a passenger to disabled. If you're on console and you aren't playing with anyone on different versions, you can set crossplay to off to give you less chance to encounter hackers. It is advised if you play on PC to change your FOV to 120, allowing you to see more and giving a huge advantage of those who don't. As of right now, this option is not available on console. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and found something useful. If you did, make sure to leave a comment on what your favorite loadout is, and if you have any tips you feel like I missed. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button to find more content like this, and click one of these other videos for more Warzone tips. Have a good one.